What if I told you that today you'll leave here different?
Pop.
Something above the clouds.
That's big.
How big?
Big.
You think whatever killed Pops is out there?
So what happens next? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
A Hollywood horse wrangler who mourns the death of his father struggles to stay afloat. A tourist trap owner with a troubled past is looking for the next big thing. Once horses begin to go missing under mysterious circumstances, there appears to be supernatural forces at work. Hey everyone, welcome back to Clubhouse Movies Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Rubalcaba, joined once again by Mr. Ayo Panetta. Today we'll be reviewing Nope, directed by Jordan Peele.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the Peele universe.
So, we have an ongoing feud with a certain director named M. Night Shyamalan.
Shalom.
And every once in a while, I watch a movie that makes me think, why does anyone want to watch
Any of his movies?
Any of his movies, or why is there any notoriety towards that?
Still. He's like so 2006.
Yeah, right. 2000 and late.
There you go.
So, did you ever see Get Out?
Yeah, of course.
Did you see, what was the second
Us?
one? Us?
Yeah.
I think Get Out was better than Us.
Yeah, Us just, man, that one was freaking weird.
Us was weird, and like I said in our old review, what M. Night Shyamalan does is makes Twilight Zone episodes. Movies that kind of have
long ones.
Very long ones. They're twists, but they don't really pan out. This movie, Nope, I think is Jordan Peele's best movie. I'm going to go there.
I will say this as well.
It is a beautifully shot movie, well-constructed movie.
Yeah.
A movie that I want to watch again and figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And,
absolutely want to watch it again.
And it's a movie that comes full circle, and the twists are earned and make you wonder, like, what?
Hey, M. Night, here's the right hand, here's the left hand. This is what happened when they get together. They don't do this.
You see, he was dead all along.
Yeah. No, we didn't see he was dead all along.
But there were clues.
You told us.
Okay. So I liked this movie because I really dig these. I really dig these like mystery horror movies.
Yeah.
Especially when they're done well.
Yeah, with these little redirects,
and
not misdirects.
Yeah, and this movie also gave me a lot of like callbacks to like other stories, like Shane, like when the cowboy fell at the very end, when you wonder if he died. That's what we see in the beginning.
That.
And then remember Tremors? They're in the desert.
Dude, Tremors was awesome.
From the monsters.
Those are so terribly
also,
made.
even like Twister.
Yeah.
In a way, this movie gives Storm Chasers another like meaning.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
And you know what else? Jaws.
So that is the comparison I did want to make. The feeling of this movie, and it was probably because the way it was shot and the musical score, the way this movie made me feel was the first time was the way I felt the first time I watched Jaws. It was just like, oh man.
There was a lot going through this movie, and it fed into it was layered into this motif.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was perfect, because for me personally, it was not perfect. There's a few things that would have done differently, but you know, we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we cross it.
We'll get into that just because, like, I kind of thought maybe it was perfect.
Look,
so it's okay. So
there was one misdirect here.
I've given high esteem to two movies this year. The Batman.
Yeah, the Batman.
Which may be perfect, especially in the cinematography department.
Dude, yes.
This movie, also great cinematography.
Yeah, I'm not knocking that at all.
There was a scene like where I was like on the edge of my seat, just with the silence and then like lights. Remember, like there was like, you remind me of like Disneyland. You ever go through like Pirates of the Caribbean? There's just like the eyes looking at you.
Yeah, no, I know this.
That's happened like in this movie.
Yeah,
it was like a bunch of times where there's just eyes looking at you, and eyes in this movie mean all kinds of things.
So those are like the those were good. Those little foreshadowing events were well done, and they meant something. Those meant something. The one that pissed me off, and I'm probably jumping ahead of you.
Go ahead, I don't care.
Is when I saw little aliens, and they were making weird little sounds. I'm just like, and me, I love alien movies, so I'm just like, oh yes, let there be aliens, and they weren't aliens.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can turn that frown upside down for you.
Do it.
You ready?
Let's do it.
There was an M. Night Shyamalan movie
I hate it already. Tell me.
called Signs.
I do remember that.
He borrowed that exact scene from Signs, but like it was stupid in Signs, and here it wasn't even alien. It was like it's like he just took it, like the same shock. Remember, like it was Joaquin Phoenix like watching a TV, and then like it was an alien.
Yeah, and he jumps back. He's like,
oh,
he's
oh,
behind.
oh.
I remember the line.
It was so stupid.
That was dumb.
It was terrible acting. I remember watching Scary Movie 3 and thinking Charlie Sheen playing Joaquin Phoenix was so much better.
It really was.
So
I'm seeing it in my head now.
So I was kind of hoping
good.
that was
That's
a middle finger to Signs, because that's how I took it. Because
if it was like that, then I will redact that statement and absolutely 100%
because that's what
agree.
I saw when
I do not like M. Night that much.
because it was the same jump scare, the same scene as Signs, but like better because like the twist was funny. And then once you think about like as the story goes along, these people were really deep in the alien mythology.
Oh, for sure.
So they were up to something. And to be honest, with you, I'm still not sure exactly what they were up to.
Yeah, and the thing is, everyone that came in contact with the thought of this being an extraterrestrial, none of them were like, no way. Everyone was like, you believe it, right?
It's got to be aliens.
Yeah, like everyone. That was their jump to, and I'm just like, I'm game. Let's do this.
But here's the thing, though. In the end, it may not have been an alien.
Yeah.
And
it could have been a weather balloon phenomenon. And that's the funny part, because that is what the government tells us every time there is a UFO.
And I don't know. Like I didn't watch any of the thing about it is we watched this a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I don't watch any of the conspiracy movie or any critiques.
We don't want any of that.
So I don't know what
to impact what we're watching. So,
but I do reference other things that I feel when I watch this. Like I mentioned Tremors and I mentioned Jaws. There was a big one here that is kind of a small nod or big nod, depending on if it even is a nod. But I'll get back to it. But I think that there was a huge Star Trek: The Next Generation nod in this movie.
I would not have caught that.
You would not have caught that. But it had to have been, and maybe towards the end we'll talk about it as we unravel the plot and the mystery of this movie, because there was the first episode of Star Trek, Next Generation, was about Picard investigating a mystery at the Farpoint station.
Okay.
And a malevolent God character says, hey, this Farpoint station is not what it appears to be. This is a test. Right?
We actually went over this during a review in our old studio. I don't know which movie we were reviewing, but we definitely covered this exact thing. And it was probably when we were doing old.
It might have been, maybe.
Yeah.
But the Farpoint station reveal, very similar.
Okay.
To a point where like the visualization of the two
was too similar,
but I want to say it was in a good way, because one was more primal, like an animal, whereas the other one was more sympathetic, like But it was too primal. Like in this case, it was just hungry, where in the other one, it was sad.
Okay.
It was sad. The counter Farpoint was sad.
Oh,
but anyway,
bummer.
Oh my God. Because they were both. Well, anyway, so this movie starts with a prologue where we follow OJ, played once again from the guy from Daniel
from Get Out.
Kaluuya. Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out, and also from Black Panther.
Yes.
And by the way, his dad was played by Keith David. Oh my God.
I saw him and I was like, no way, he's in here. I was like, say more.
Yeah, and they're horse wranglers, Hollywood horse wranglers. And not only that, as we find in the next scene, their family were the first Hollywood horse wranglers and also the first
African American.
Well, first person ever to be recorded on a camera.
Horse, yes.
Did you know that the very first assembly of photographs to create a motion picture was a 2-second clip of a black man on a horse? And that man is my great-great-grandfather.
Great.
There's another great-grandfather.
Yeah, just happened to be an African American, which is their great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Yeah.
And
I thought that was pretty cool. The fact that they had some kind of, history there.
But that's
just felt nice.
But that's the first nod there. And so they're just hanging out. They're talking about like this next job they're going to do.
Yeah.
and it just starts raining crap.
Yeah. And we're hearing this. Phew, phew, phew. Just metal clinking everywhere.
And
Wish we had a...
Yeah. And then this is the I think the Shane reference, which at the end of Shane, we don't know if he lived or died, but he was
Shane, what?
Old movie.
I never saw this.
I haven't seen the whole movie either, but it's a famous scene where the boy's like, Shane, come back. And the cowboy's riding off, but as he's riding off, he's like slumped on the horse. So so we think he actually, like, there's
got to be so many nods.
If you go on 3 seconds later, he would have fallen off the horse and died.
Yeah.
That's the belief.
Or did he?
Yeah, right. Shane.
1953.
Shane last shot. So the last shot of Shane is him riding off as a cowboy, but slumping over.
Yeah.
And they borrowed that shot because we don't know right off the bat, but we see Keith David riding off like Shane, but he falls over.
Yeah.
And the reveal that he's messed up was like sad because he was in the car like...
Yeah, it was a very visceral reveal.
It was a very visceral reveal where he's like he has a concussion. He's like trying to fall asleep.
There's like blood everywhere in this cab.
But you don't see the blood right away.
Yeah.
It just like gushes at like one point.
So you don't. Yeah, it's not just like gushing out like it hit an artery or something. It's like blood on his son.
Yeah,
he went down like for a character who just showed up in the movie.
Yeah, you feel bad.
He went down really well. Like I mean, it's like it was like they gave him a nod just for being himself.
And it just cuts to him like having died in the hospital. Like OJ sitting like next to the empty bed.
Yeah, profile shot of him from over the top. Just the most macabre makeup ever. It was freaking great.
It's like a coin slot in his face.
And just like as a cinema nerd, as a photography nerd, just seeing this shot, I was just watching it going, this is so well done.
But even as we're talking about this, you had to put coins in everything. Even even the Glenn's like, you got to put. I usually pay for this. And remember the well shot. You had to put coins in the well shot. Coins were going in everything
to get the shot. The well shot.
I know,
man. See, now that we're talking about it, I'm still not giving it up a grade. I'm sticking to my guns here, but it is a movie that deserves to be watched again and again because much like an onion. That gets delicious as you fry it. I'm just kidding. It's got layers. It's a bloomin' onion.
Yeah. So his dad died, and as we said, a coin flew from the sky into his eye.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right through his face.
So
eye. Everything has eyes.
You gotta pay
pay the piper, baby.
Oh, and we missed the other prologue, also in this movie because we haven't even gotten past that. Was the monkey? The monkey.
Oh yes,
because it starts with. I don't know how much of this we saw. I don't really remember because it
kind of gets peppered out throughout the movie.
It gets peppered out, but we do know a monkey went crazy on a sitcom.
Yes.
And this is one of those like weird
chimpanzee, like we're talking freaking that crazy
Bubbles the
face eating chimp, man.
Literally. So we don't know what that's about. And also the credit sequence in this movie, you don't know what you're looking at. It almost looks like balloons or like a bouncy house.
Yeah.
This movie just opens up mystery. Like there's like 4 mysteries,
and it makes me want to watch it now.
And we haven't even gotten past the prologue.
Yeah, we're still in prologue, and we're minutes into recording. This is gonna be a long one.
Like I said, we haven't seen this movie in 2 weeks, so
buckle in, cowboy. It's gonna be a long one.
Coming up on memory here. That's when they go to the shoot where they're doing the horse. So OJ brings the horse, and he's like, "Don't look him in the eye." Yeah. Because if you look him in the eye, and he has that.
So real quick. So father dies, I think a year later or something happened.
Like 8 months later.
Yeah, 8 months later, close to a year. We see OJ on set, green screen, horses right there. His horse Ghost is actually, no, I think that one's Clover. Mm-hmm. Clover is right there on set, and he says, "Hey, no flashes, no mirrors or anything." And the horse loses his mind because, you going to say something?
The reflector ball.
I was actually going to grab that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he shows that if you're watching us on YouTube, puts this reflector ball, obviously they're testing light, right to the horse's face so he can see his own eye. And you see the horse's eye. Mm-hmm. And that right there
makes him go crazy.
But
just shortly before this, remembered his sister came.
Oh, right.
And did the spiel about the black man on the horse being the first cinematic event ever. And we've been in this since movies have been movies. And we also meet Michael freaking Wincott, the cinematographer.
He plays Antlers
Holst. I remember I saw his name pop up in the credits. Like, oh my God, Michael Wincott's in this movie.
And I'm just like, who's Michael Wincott? And I'm like, oh wait, that guy's in everything.
I don't know. He should be in more things.
Yeah.
Dude, he built I don't f***ing care. He built a crank IMAX camera at the end.
Dude, that was awesome. I'm just like, I want to make an IMAX camera.
Do you remember The Hangover?
Yeah.
Remember the credit sequence they found the camera?
Oh, they did, yeah.
And they're like, oh, and then that was the post-credit sequence. What was on the camera? I was so mad that wasn't the credits to this movie. Oh, right?
Damn it.
Yeah.
That better be in the special edition features, whatever you got to do.
Oh my God.
Mr. Peel.
Yeah.
Because we need to see this one.
But in a way, like the cameras exist, and that's part of the intrigue of this movie, because it just sort of ends. Like, it ends at the end, but everything else is just history.
Yeah, like it absolutely ends.
So it would have been nice, because I was waiting for the camera, the Hangover reveal. But we'll get into that because like so much happens in this movie, because the horse goes crazy, but then he decides to sell the horse to Glenn from The Walking Dead, who owns a tourist trap.
Yeah, Stephen Yeun plays Ricky
Jupe Park.
Yes.
Ricky Jupe Park, who's like an Asian cowboy.
Yeah, and he's been buying back the horses with the intent or selling the horses to this, to Ricky with the intent to buy them back.
But he also wants to buy his farm too.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of I still need to figure out what happened here, because.
And Ricky plays a weird, definitely loving but shady character. He's kind of like a mob boss.
Yeah, and we come to learn that I think Ricky is in on it and has been the whole time. Yeah.
Because if you notice, I don't know if you noticed, but the clothes he's wearing, his cowboy
are UFOs.
Yes. I'm just like, whoa, it's right there.
There's UFO patterns on it.
Blatantly there. It's a UFO taking people, taking a horse.
Yeah, and they meet with Ricky and OJ and his sister. What was his sister's name?
What's his sister's name? It's Emerald Haywood.
His sister OJ,
played by Kiki Palmer.
Yeah, and everyone's really good and energetic in this movie too. By the way, now that I think about it, but they meet him in his office, and then she realizes oh wait, weren't you on that program Stupid Monkey?
Whatever the show was.
Whatever the show was called. He's like, oh yeah, I want to see the museum. I usually charge people for this.
Yeah. I know, it's like, of course you do.
And then
Stephen Yeun.
And then in the secret room in the back is a museum to that Stupid Monkey or whatever that program was called. Yeah. Or it's called Buddies Here or something.
Yeah, something crazy. I don't even know what it's called. And I'm trying to look it up, but I don't know what it is. It
doesn't matter. But the backstory to that was that there was a monkey on this sitcom Married with Children. Remember Small Wonder was a robot, but in this one it was a monkey. They had all kinds of gimmicky sitcoms back then.
Not just a monkey. It was a freaking chimpanzee.
Bubbles.
These things are 10 times stronger than any man.
And somehow Bubbles just lost it that day because there were balloons
popping.
He stole my. By the way, I think there's a Batman reference too. He stole my balloons.
Yes, yes. I heard that and I was just like, anyone.
Yeah. He heard the balloons popping.
Yeah.
And it drove him crazy. And he I don't know if he actually killed anybody, but he
for sure. So far we know there's only one survivor.
There were two.
Two technically. So Ricky and someone else. Yeah, some other chick who has no lips anymore.
Well, he ate her face.
Yeah. He's a freaking people eater. He is.
Yeah, I know, right? This movie had a lot of this movie moments. To it, and also when they were at the tourist trap, because he runs this cowboy tourist trap. But he also has apparently a secret museum in the tourist trap already in his office.
It's welcome to Club 33, where you can see the Museum of Gore.
He was also in Goonies, this world's Goonies.
Yeah,
he's oh yeah, you were the Asian kid, right? And
he's like, yeah, I was that too.
And the what do you call it? The poster for that in-world Goonies was a bunch of kids looking through the well, right?
Yes.
And then later on they show this camera.
Yeah, that's in a well.
In a well, so you can recreate that scene from Goonies, and they the girl messes up these people's shot, and girl messes up the shot anyway, this movie keeps coming full circle the more I think about it. But somehow,
taking it for a circle, eyes are circles.
Yeah, horses start to go missing.
Yeah,
and he thinks it's a UFO. He goes to Fry's.
Yeah.
And then
They need to get these cameras.
well, he meets Fry's guy.
Yeah.
And
Angel.
a total UFO maniac. So he's like in on it, and he
Yeah.
sets him up for free once he realizes like what's going on. And they try to get on camera, but I guess it lets off an EMP and destroys every camera.
Yeah. I guess every time it passes by, it has a low range EMP that just takes out whatever electronics are near it.
And this movie takes place in the mid 2000s.
Yeah. Mid 2000s.
So that's why Fry's is still around.
Yeah. Fry's hasn't burned down.
Yeah. Stupid Fry's.
They still have motherboards.
Yeah, I remember Fry's. But there's like an incident, and they try to figure out why the camera's doing. But then they realize, like Fry's guy, while he watched the tapes, one of the clouds isn't moving.
Yes,
and that's their first instant that like something's wrong here. And then Stephen Yeun comes back. Ricky. Is it Ricky?
Yeah. So he comes back because they.
He wanted to buy the farm.
No, not just that. Do you remember they stole his horse that he had on display? He had this mannequin horse.
Oh, and that was the decoy.
Yeah, it's the decoy horse they stole, and they brought it to the farm.
That's what happened.
Yeah, so Ricky made his way back because they had this horse right in the middle of the farm, right in the wide open where he can see it.
Because they
He's
wanted
like,
to
hey,
feed
that
it to
looks
the-
like mine. He's like, oh, that's weird. I just bought this thing.
Yeah. So at some point the UFO sucks it up, and then it gets like
it had this flag attached to it.
And you know what else? Another
String of flags.
Another nod there. The Back to the Future DeLorean had a string of flags.
Yes, it
attached
did.
to it also.
I saw that and I was like, oh my God, the pennants.
Yeah. So yeah, I keep saying this movie was like a movie.
Yeah.
You know, they've realized that it is an alien, and we talked about Michael Wincott being the legendary cinematographer.
Yeah.
Who keeps saying he's having parties, but he's always by himself.
Yeah.
But he's always filming nature shots.
Yeah. Weird,
Of animals eating like other animals.
Yeah.
And like, you know, the predatory shots.
Yeah, it's
that
like,
you
are
see
you
on
just-
National Geographic.
It's like, are you trying to understand mechanics of a predator or something?
So they keep calling him and asking him to like film the UFO. He's like, you can't film a UFO. You know, he talks like
do you want to get up to the top of that mountain? Because that's a place you don't want to be.
yeah.
You ain't coming back from there, boy.
Yeah. Right.
Always got to have the whip.
Yeah.
Whip it good.
The cloud isn't a cloud. And then, okay, so
Great Scott.
the storm chasers, they eat the decoy. And then there's that weird alien scene with the they were talking about.
Yeah, they're in the horse corral. And you hear these like weird little aliens clickety clacking everywhere. Yeah. Freaked my wife out hard. And I'm just watching it going, oh yeah, there's aliens. In
They're
this
on like
one, boy.
stilts and stuff.
Yeah. So annoyed, man.
It turns out that these aliens, like after, and that's when he said nope.
Yeah, he was like, nope, and just noped out of there.
Noped out of there. And it turns out that they were the kids of Ricky.
Stephen Yeun's, yeah.
Ricky's
Ricky.
kids. Which, that's the thing. I don't know how deep Ricky was in the alien like world.
Yeah.
Because he was so confident in the next part.
Yeah.
Super confident that like things were going to go well.
So he brings the people out to the show.
Okay.
And he had just acquired a horse.
He acquired one of the horses.
Yeah.
He brings everyone out to the show, and he's wearing his UFO costume.
Yes, his
UFO
not even
cowboy suit.
Yeah, his cowboy suit that has
Which also reminds me of
bedazzled with aliens.
Which also reminded me of the bedazzled costume that Marty McFly wore when he first went to the Wild West.
And he was super. Yeah, he was
Awkward.
super extra. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a New Jersey Shore Goomba guy.
Yeah, so that reminded me of that. But they also invited the girl who was the co-star from Gordy's Home. That's what
Yeah,
the show.
so that chapter was called Gordy.
Gordy was the monkey.
That's all my notes.
He ate the girl's face, and she's still alive.
Dude,
And
yeah.
she went to this show, which is like a brand new show. You should go to my brand new show coming out. Somehow, and I'll get to the crux of what this brand new show was.
Yeah.
Ricky thought that he could do an animal acting show with an alien.
Yeah,
He thought he was going to do like
this is the next best thing.
like the shark eats the chicken thing.
Yeah.
With an alien.
Yeah.
So the alien didn't eat the horse this time.
Yeah, so they're in an outdoor. Let me set the scene. They're in an outdoor amphitheater. It's
Just like the Wild West show at Universal Studios.
Yep, that's the exact same thing. Is that Universal Studios?
Nuts.
Nuts. There we go.
Nuts.
They're
Ah,
sitting.
nuts.
Yeah, there you go. Huh, better food.
Oh, yeah. I think Universal. I do think that Universal does have the stunt show also.
They do.
The
It is
Wild West.
Waterworld.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Waterworld.
I am so surprised the Waterworld is still a thing.
It's a good show, man. I just saw
apparently
it
people
this
come
year.
apparently people come from all around the world to like watch Waterworld.
Oh yeah, they step on my shoes. Anyway,
Do you think people know that it's a movie anymore?
I don't know.
Like, what is this weird stunt
There's
show?
a whole like generation of kids that have probably not even seen this movie.
Right, but they have gone to university. So
Like, I owned it on VHS.
So there are kids somewhere that I know, right? There are kids out there somewhere that go to Harry Potter World. They're like, oh, let's go to Harry Potter World. Let's go to Harry Potter World. It's awesome. And then they're like,
They don't realize it's a book.
oh yeah,
Like it came out 2 decades ago. The movie, not the book. The movie came out 2 decades
They come
ago.
to university. Let's go to Harry Potter World. Well, let's go to the Waterworld stunt show. The Waterworld stunt show. What's
Like,
that?
well, is that the
my
new
God, it's
Avatar
amazing. I know, right? I'm surprised they haven't retooled it to like an Avatar or something like. Remember they did Guardians of the Galaxy out of like the Tower of Terror.
Oh, actually, that ride's pretty intense, man. I'm getting old riding that thing. Old. Hurts my back.
But anyway, back to the Stephen Yeun Ricky stunt show. So he puts a horse in the middle of the stunt show arena, which is in the middle of nowhere. It's just out to like the rest of the desert.
Yeah.
And the alien comes, the UFO comes.
Yeah.
And OJ comes there to like start something. I forgot why he went.
He's
there.
actually going there to claim his horse.
to get his horse back.
Yeah, I think his horse's name is Lucky.
Yeah, the lucky horse.
Yeah, it's his black stallion.
And everybody's looking at the UFO, which is important.
Or it may have been Jean Jacket, I can't tell you.
Yeah, I don't know.
One of the horses.
Yeah, one of the horses. And then the UFO has a mouth and it eats everybody.
Dude, with a twister.
Yeah.
It slurps them right up, man. It was super weird.
It reminded me of Twister. And
Yeah.
then it threw up all the blood on
That was
the house.
crazy. I was like, Psycho?
Yeah.
I was like, man, just like,
The Shining, all that stuff.
yeah, it was gnarly. That was something.
And then that's when he realizes, and there's a lot of like tension in this scene because his sister was in the house with Fry's guy, who's always been like helping, and he was in the car, and like he couldn't turn on the car or something. Like there was just a lot of like so close but so far moments.
Yeah, so like, yeah, he's so are we talking about the Fries guy trying to turn on the car, or we're talking about
So it was. I remember it was his sister and the Fry's guy in the house.
they're in the house.
And OJ had returned in the car.
Yeah.
He couldn't like get any,
it's actually dying as he's arriving.
yeah.
And remember we mentioned that decoy horse with the flag, right? Those Back to the Future pennants. And yeah, and
Stupid monkeys.
it's stupid freaking monitor up there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an orangutan with a howler. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Monkeys.
So yeah, so anyway, he's freaking man, this movie is coming full circle.
The stupid
Even in
sound
the
you
real
made.
world. That's pretty good, huh? Gotta make the kids laugh.
Say they throw poop at
So
you.
he's driving. Oh no, that'd be the worst. So he's driving up to his home that has now been fully drenched in blood, and his truck starts to die. Mind you, he has actually collected his horse. I don't know if we mentioned that. He managed to evade the horse-eating alien that just absorbed all the humans via vacuum, Dyson style, and his truck dies. And what falls on his truck?
The horse.
The freaking alien regurgitates the horse.
The fake horse.
The fake horse onto his truck. And like, it tried to kill him.
Yeah. And then that's when like he realizes like it's not a UFO, it's an animal. And it's in the sky.
I wrote, the alien ship is a literal monster alien ship.
Yeah, and then that's when they call back Michael Wincott, the cinematographer who loves to film animals and like
Eating, yeah. They're
eating.
like,
He's like,
it's alive.
this is a giant like animal. He's like,
Yeah.
it is? Oh, okay.
He's like, I'm in it.
Yeah, he's like, we need someone to film it and we can't use any electricity.
Yeah.
And that's when he builds like the old school like
Yeah.
wind up
The
IMAX
hand
camera.
crank. And he's got to keep that frame rate going.
Oh my God.
That was tough, man.
So he comes and he starts seeing like, it's a one-eyed, wonder-wide
Yeah.
people eater, which it was.
Yes.
He was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater.
It was a freaking
And then the
Big purple people eater.
they're getting ready to film it, and they have like the stupid tube men everywhere to be decoys.
Yeah, so those wacky arm inflatable hand guys.
Yeah, so they're all over the thing. And then some idiot on a motorcycle
From
shows
TMZ.
up. Oh, TMZ's here.
Yeah.
Wearing a big silver helmet, just like
With one eye.
One eye, one arm, flying purple people eater.
one eye in the freaking like reflector helmet.
Yeah.
Just like the thing.
Yeah, just like that mirror in the beginning that triggered the horse.
I remember that scene was so funny. Like, oh, he's going 100 miles per hour on a motorcycle. What happens if he suddenly stops when the EMP
Not
gets
just a
him?
motorcycle. Electric motorcycle.
The guy went,
he
Blats.
he freaking ate it.
and then they run to go help him. He's like broken every bone in his body. He's like, oh my God, it hurts. He's here.
They're like, did I get it on camera? Did I get it on camera?
Yeah. But anyway, so he's all messed up. And that's when Michael Wincott, the cinematographer, realized, oh, it's magic hour.
Yeah.
If you don't know, it's like 5 o'clock. It's like the perfect time to film.
The golden hour.
The golden hour.
Yeah.
And he goes like running into the thing, winding his like IMAX
Yeah, like they
camera.
have like this little military canopy that has like the perforated roof and all this stuff. So they can get these like crazy angles on this thing, right?
And Fry's guy's like, oh no, he's lost his marbles. Yeah. That's what reminded me of Jaws.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
We need a bigger boat.
Yeah. And he gets sucked into it while cranking the camera. That's
Yeah.
why I was kind of hoping that they would find the cameras at the
They
end.
did find the cameras, didn't they? Yeah. No, they did find the cameras.
I wanted to see the footage. That's what it was.
Man, yeah, it was freaking something.
And then OJ was on a horse the whole time. So he's like trying to like not die
Yeah.
on his horse.
He has like these fake eyes on his hoodie.
Oh,
and
the
stuff.
Scorpion King hoodie.
Yes, the Scorpion King.
For some reason, like they worked on the Scorpion King together.
No, it's like how we work in M. Night Shyamalan into most of our shots. They
Yeah.
worked in the Scorpion King.
That was pretty good. So they all ride to like so Ricky's dead, by the way. He got eaten by the alien in that whole thing.
Yep.
So they go to his cowboy town, and then that's when the sister decides to like start
Taking pictures. Yeah, because by that time the alien has actually morphed from discus to
jellyfish.
Yeah, to jellyfish.
It's not a ship.
Now, this is also the Batman. He stole my balloons. There was also like the giant cowboy balloon.
Yeah.
And the thing was about to eat it. Like,
Yes.
Like you ever see those like nature videos of like the lion like or like the shark
Yeah, eating the fake.
like the money shot there?
Yeah.
She went to the well camera, kept on putting quarters in it
Yes.
and cranking it to get it to take the picture, and it finally got like the money shot of the jellyfish eating the cowboy thing.
and that
then,
thing just exploded.
and then she also got shots of like her brother as the cowboy
Yeah.
riding the horse with the alien like in the background chasing him too.
Yeah. Shane style.
Oh no, Shane was the dad who died.
Oh, yeah.
This was like the OG first film ever.
Oh,
The cowboy
right.
on the
Yeah.
horse. That was a
was a good
callback.
nod.
Yeah. And then it pretty much ended with like the paparazzi, everyone showing up like, what the hell happened? Because it ate the big cowboy balloon
Yeah.
and like died.
Yeah. It just tried to bite it and it just exploded from within.
Yeah, it
This
was like a
weird
jellyfish that turned inside out.
geometric animal with a weird square mouth that
Yeah.
did the THX sound thing.
And then the movie just kind of ended there.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, I was kind of hoping for the Hangover like footage because they had a bunch of cameras out there.
Man, so much footage. They could
Yeah,
have gotten.
the Fries guy, the cinematographer guy, I think OJ even had a camera, and then even like TMZ guy had a camera before it
Yep.
went out, and then of course the only pictures we saw was the well cam, which
Yeah.
is what she had at the very end. Oh boy, but that was
And that
pretty.
was it.
That was it. And then my thing with the Farpoint station was, Farpoint was a space station that granted wishes,
Okay.
but they realized it was actually a flying jellyfish, flying saucer, and it looked like a flying saucer.
Oh.
And its mate came, which was a flying saucer. And then when they realized it was an alien, it turned into a jellyfish.
That's so weird.
Yeah, it turned into a giant jellyfish, and then it found its mate, and then they held hands and they flew off together.
That's weird.
Like just like that.
There we go.
It had
Just
to-
like that.
Had to have been a nod.
Probably.
But yeah, no, I liked it. So I'm gonna actually give this one high esteem. I'm gonna give this an A+. Nope, had me at the edge of my seat. I was just gazing at the great cinematography, and I enjoyed the original story and even liked the characters. I wanted more. I wanted to see it again. It invokes the callbacks of other great cinematic moments in history and even some Star Trek references. See Nope. This is a movie's movie.
Nice. Like I said, I'm going to stick to my guns with my grade. I give this one a B. The pace of this movie was just too slow. It could have chopped off 30 minutes by fast forwarding just a little bit. Not everything has to be symbolic or important to the story. Peel. That being said, I was blown away by the fact that most of these foreshadowing events actually tied in that handshake I made. So that wasn't too bad. And not to mention the big purple people eater. I definitely watch it again.
Yeah, I need to figure out. I want to watch it again, and I want to see if Stephen Yoon, Ricky, was in on it because he had the shoe
Yes.
in the exact upright position that it was at the beginning. And there was the scene where the monkey tried to give him a fist bump at the end.
Yeah.
And then he got shot in the head. Like,
It did get shot in the head.
so we don't know if that was the alien communicating with him.
Maybe.
What did the alien have to even do with the show?
Yeah.
And then how did Keith David die at the beginning? What started that?
Yeah.
Because
So I just feel like we have to pay attention more to the dialogue
the
there.
dialogue and the nuance. I got to turn the subtitles on.
Yeah, man. I got to watch this thing at home because I don't want to pay to watch it again.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably will because, you pay for these rental things and all that
I'll
stuff.
voodoo it. Who knows? Anyway, that has been our hot take on Nope. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Check us out on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can. We exist. Instagram.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm your host, Marco Wakawa from Mr. Openetta on Clubhouse Movies Podcast. We will catch you next time.
Nope.